have different variations on keyword spelling variations. So whether you call it ready mix, 2 words, ready mix, 1 word, or hyphenate it, we know they're all the same. So one of the first things we're checking is we're going to Google to look and see what Google shows us, and it doesn't, like, it's not auto suggesting a hyphen, for instance, right?
Mhm.
Part of the problem might just be simply because ready can be a modifier of a lot of things, not just concrete. But let's look and see what I'm looking for in the search results.
Oh, ready mixed is the other one. Now that I'm
Okay.
seeing it, yeah, and
Okay.
that's a 4th one.
Okay. So what I'm looking for is sometimes when you Google a phrase, it will highlight the word in the search results. Like, so here's Ace Hardware, ready mix title tag, ready hyphen mix concrete in the meta description. So there. Ready mix, ready mixed. Okay, so here's ready mix Wikipedia. We did ready space mix and ready hyphen is returned, right? Here again, ready hyphen mix is what they're using on this website. Home Depot, at least in the title, though, in the site link, it's space, but it's also Quikrete, which is a brand name, I presume, of ready mix.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
I've used it. Yes.
Maybe a competitor. But notice that concrete mix and the words ready mix are not even in this test. But if you look really slightly, I might inspect this just to be able to point this out. See how concrete mix is emphasized? See, you can't really see it. Maybe it's because of dark mode on my computer, but there's an emphasis tag in the search results. So now that doesn't mean they're putting the word concrete mix and emphasis on the page necessarily. It's that Google is highlighting the phrase concrete mix in response to a query for ready mix concrete. This tells us that Google thinks they're synonymous.
Okay.
You can do a similar thing if you go to Google and you type.
I have a quick question on that.
Lawyer.
Where you say Google thinks it, is it thinking it or is it trying it out?
It's
see what happens.
Associating concrete mix with ready mix concrete.
Well, so if you go back to your results, is that just one result or are there other concrete mixes? Because I remember you talking before about how Google keeps trying different inserting things and putting stuff up and down different results to see what gets clicked on.
So that's true. But what I'm trying to show is that it may be easier with this lawyer look.
Okay.
We searched for the word lawyer. It's returning attorney, right? A lawyer highlighted. Lawyer. Interesting. This is actually contradicting what I was about to say. Oh, here it is. Charlotte, attorneys, lawyers. Google knows lawyer is an attorney. And so it's returning attorney pages in the response for the query of lawyer. It knows they're synonymous, in other words. And when we look at here is an example, right? We did an inspect element because we're trying to show that Google we've put ready mix concrete, and it's emphasized ready hyphen mix.
But it took out the hyphen from the emphasis.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's another one where concrete mix is emphasized. So when we're doing a search strategy for ready mix, right? First of all, ready mix is maybe a little broad for a keyword. We'd want to say ready mix concrete, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of part of the keyword research process where we kind of focus it. And maybe like in this case, it's not even ready mix concrete. Maybe it's ready mix concrete for sale or ready mix concrete provider, right? Because maybe they're not Home Depot.
Right.
Well, you just want ready mix to go get a bag. Maybe you're a distributor, or maybe so what is it about ready mix concrete that the client provides, and modify the phrase so it's more specific, so we don't try to compete against Home Depot when we are a commercial provider of concrete,
Right.
Perhaps maybe
We're sending the trucks out.
Yeah. So
Okay.
to clarify, but I guess what I'm trying to show you here is that Google knows that ready mix, and even concrete mix are synonyms.
Okay. So should I keep it the same throughout the entirety? Should it be the same ideally, or like it feels like it should be the same throughout, but it also feels like a lot of, in a sort of old way, you just sprinkle it throughout with different spellings, but that seems like wrong.
I would think from a content perspective, this is a challenge a lot of clients have. They're the only ones who visit every page on their website, right? Because if we're doing SEO correctly, they're landing on the ready mix concrete distributor page, and they're making a conversion. Hey, deliver the cement to me already. They're not, that person isn't going, oh, and I'm going to look at this page and this page and this page and this page before they just bring the cement out already. So in one way, we can be very narrow focused and think, oh my goodness, it has to be consistent across our entire website. Oh no, it doesn't, because we're the only ones who probably would notice that. But if we tried several variations of the page, it also might look sloppy.
Yeah.
Right. Ready hyphen mix concrete is the best kind of ready mix, one word, concrete that you can get from our ready mix space distributor. Right. Like that's old school SEO.
Yeah, that's also what
put all this in there. No, Google knows they're all the same. Okay. That's why I want to do the Google search, not to see where we rank, but to see what Google does with this idea. Okay. And but here's one of the things you learn from this. Not only can you get away with the variations, but you should probably include concrete mix as well, because it's considering it a synonym of ready mix. Now, when you do the keyword research, there's another little thing that might help you find. So if you use so first of all, I would run the variations through whatever data tool I'm using for keywords and see if one of them comes up with data and the others don't. Just to see. In this case, I would probably use Bing Webmaster Tools for this, because that's going to give you really good keyword specific data.
Okay, that's what I used.
Yeah. And but one of the nice things, if you have access to Google Ads, is their keyword planner. What's really interesting about the keyword planner is if you put all three variations, including ready mixed, I forget which one you said it was. If it thinks they're all synonyms, it will purge out the synonyms and only show one of the variations. Confirmation to us, if we put it in keyword planner, that, hey, Google is not going to give you different variations of the word in the keywords planner's search results. It's going to read them out. And if it does, and you no longer see the hyphens or you no longer see the spaces, you know that's because Google decided it's a synonym of other stuff you've already used, and it's not going to give you additional data. So, but I think from here, we've kind of shown, and you can do the same experiment with different variations and just see. Now, here you had mentioned to us earlier that the challenge was every time you Googled it, it ranked different, this client of yours. And that's almost not a surprise, because I think it's called the Pigeon update. I forget. A few years ago, Google modified the way it displays search results, not just based on your personalized, right? We know it personalizes. If Dave in California searches, so he's going to get different results than me, right? That's personalization based on geography. We know that, for instance, if your client is here, you might artificially see it inflated because you have your Webmaster Tools account associated with them, and Google might help you see your own client. But I don't have Webmaster Tools, so I might not see your client. That's why we got to be really careful about ranking reports, because but one of the ways Google definitely personalizes search results is every time you enter a new query, it bases the last result on the previous queries you've entered in. So if we go ready mix one word and keep going, Google might think you didn't like the results last time and you're modifying it because it's failing you and it wants to give you better results. Therefore, you are going to see different rankings. And that's one of the other reasons why we can't trust ranking as an objective measure. It's really interesting. You can play a game with this, and I wish I could think of an example right off the bat, but you can kind of change the search results you get based on the queries you're doing. Let's say you do a search for chips, and then you do a search for cookies, not knowing offhand. The cookies result might be like a chocolate chip preferenced recipe load because the previous query was chips. But if you do chips, potato chips, tortilla chips, snacks might preference salty chip. This is how Google works these days. It's taking the input from the previous queries. And so it's not a surprise that every time you did a new search for a variation, you got different results. Google's thinking, oh, she's not happy with that. I better step my game up and try some new stuff. So, but I think we can conclude that these Google sees as synonyms. I would include concrete mix in my keyword research just to confirm. Mm-hmm. This might be a question for the client too. Hey, client, would you call ready mix concrete mix? Oh, no, that's very different, they might say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the difference? Oh, concrete mix is crappy and we're really good. Okay, well, then just a name of difference of nomenclature. Or maybe concrete mix completely has something to do with something totally different. Okay, then, but that's kind of part of this process. So, yeah.
But then you're asking your client about that, but you have to ask your client, okay, put yourself in the position of your client. It may be that concrete mix and ready mix is identical to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Jello and gelatin.
Yeah.
Right. Kleenex and tissues.
That's right.
And that's honestly where a lot of these client conversations go awry, because clients are like, no, I'm not concrete mix. I'm much better than that. I'm ready mix. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But would you, and that's why I put it this way to my clients, would you take money for someone who searched for you incorrectly?
That's a
Or would you be like, no, if you dare call my product concrete mix, I will not take a penny of your money? Okay. Okay. But so with SEO, we sometimes have to speak incorrectly about because our client isn't informed, and then get them to the page and then inform them, hey, we are not concrete mix, the same old concrete mix you buy at Walmart. We are much better. We're ready to go. It's a lot easier to use. That's why we're called Ready Mix.
Like if
Okay,
it
now
says,
we've educated the client.
Yeah, those are perfect opportunities for blog posts.
yeah, that's
And I think that's a reason why you want to do research on the competitors,
Yes.
what the competitors are doing.
And I'd say with the blog post, you could probably get away with variations on spelling a lot more.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't want to put all the variations on a page because it would look like, well, what can I trust this company with my concrete if they can't even consistently hyphenate the word? Right? It's one of those, sometimes people will be put off by that. And frankly, I think this shows we don't even really need to do that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great question.
That is a good question. That's
Yeah.
really, I have a related to that. Can you share your screen back up? So I'm wondering on your second tab where you have the lawyer,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you open up a new tab and you search for attorney, will the results be different?
Well,
Because
under
you
a new
said there-
tab or under the same tab?
New tab.
You want to do a
tab.
new tab.
Yeah.
Attorney versus lawyer. What's the, it's listening to you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
just
we've
because
already
we-
searched for lawyer and it says, oh,
Yeah.
why is he now searching for, I thought those were synonyms.
Yeah.
Let's help David out. David's a dummy. He doesn't know they're the same. And so we're going to give him a result 0. Hey, dummy David, this David, not you, David. Dummy David did the same search. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's interesting what it comes up with, right? It says, oh, you don't know the difference. I'm going to help you do that. And then the questions people also ask are
Mhm.
particular to that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating. What about the results below? Not like the
Yeah.
So this is, they're not the same. These are our lawyers near where I am right now.